if it was up to me, like we keep on saying, we want to see Benavidez. Canelo, hell of a fighter, but my personal opinion, he's ducking Benavidez.
What makes him so good in your opinion, Mike? Why does he beat everybody in your opinion?
His attitude. You know, he was a little heavy, fat kid and stuff like that, and he wanted to prove himself to the world.
It come down to, because I don't think Morell's going to be able to match Benavidez' volume. You know what I'm saying? With that, you know, he's punching constantly on top of you, and he don't get tired.
Fighters have stated how terrifyingly skilled David Benavidez is, complementing his relentless pressure, force, and ability to knock opponents down.
Benavidez is going to win the fight because I think Benavidez is the truth. I think his skill set is underrated. It's rare that a dude that applies that kind of pressure at that size has that level of hand speed.
In the sport, I'm the #2 most accurate puncher in the sport. I don't really get hit that much. You know what I mean? I don't know why people think I don't have defense.
The Atlas stresses Benavidez's relentless pressure, comparing him to a buzzsaw that never stops pushing ahead. Atlas highlights how Benavidez mixes his attacks and sets up traps, rather than throwing punches randomly. The mention of body shots is crucial, as they wear opponents down over time, making survival increasingly difficult. Atlas frames Benavidez as a fighter who suffocates opponents with both volume and intelligence, making it almost impossible to escape once you're in his grasp.
I think the purer puncher probably is Morell for one shot. He's the less experienced guy, but he's got that Cuban background, you know, with the amateur pedigree, over 100-something fights. He's got experience. Even though he's got a lot less fights professional, he's got experience. He hasn't fought the resume professionally that Benavidez has, so that's in favor of Benavidez. The experience, always important, but also the pedigree, like I said, where he comes from, Cuba, how, you know, you come from that island that from the beginning, when you first put those gloves on, it's all about becoming a world champ. You know, part of it is to escape the communist country, to get to a better life, to get to where you can pursue dreams, to get over here where you can become a world champion. And that is all there. But Benavidez comes from those bloodlines too, where it's all about with him and his father, you know, and his family. It's all about being a champion, staying a champion, being proud, representing yourself in and out of the ring as a champion. The power. Both guys are known for that.
The fighter stresses his accuracy in the ring, showcasing his ability to land clean, powerful punches. "I'm the most accurate puncher in boxing," says David Benavidez. His confidence comes from years of refining his skills, ensuring he remains a dominant force in the sport with unrivaled accuracy.
I want to talk about his sparring partner. What we are talking about is that this Saturday, I'm going to put a beating on David Morell. And that's how it is.
To you, David, when you imagine the fight, that beating, how does it look? How have you mentally pictured the fight?
I see myself systematically breaking him down. I think I'm just going to overwhelm him with punches. My punches and bunches, it's unlike anybody else in the sport. I'm the #2 most accurate puncher in the sport. I don't really get hit that much. You know what I mean? I don't know why people think I don't have defense and on that. So what I've noticed from my previous fights, when I fight great fighters, when I get in there and they don't have success like they had with other fighters, they get a certain look in their eye like, oh shit, like this guy is really good. And I'm expecting the same thing here. But if I do get put in a position where it's a good competitive fight, I'm ready to go to war. This is what I'm here for. You know, nothing is guaranteed. There's no easy fights here. Nothing is guaranteed. But I'm ready to put my heart and soul in the ring, and I'm ready to put it all in the ring and beat David Morell, whatever it may take.
Morell, it comes from the Cuban school. A lot of people say like, hey man, this guy is so technically good. This is a difficult style matchup. Like, what do you make of his Cuban style coming into this fight?
But honestly, they've said that against everybody I fight, that they're technically better than me, that they're more declarated amateur.
Benavidez states that the beef between him and David Morell is not just drama, but something real. "I want to beat him up for sure," Benavidez says. "It's all because of his trash talk. He's been running his mouth, and I'm not going to let that slide. I'm ready to back up everything I've said and prove I'm the better fighter in the ring.
People look at you two in the lead up to this fight, promoting the fight or what have you. A lot of pomp and circumstance usually comes associated with fights where guys look like they might dislike each other, but ultimately in the end, it's just about the professionalism and it's about marketing the fight. You guys seem to have a disdain for one another. How real is that? And if so, why?
Yeah, this is 100% real. And like I said, I want to go in there and break his face. And that's exactly what I intend on doing. David Morell, you know, he's been calling me out for the past 2 years. He's been talking a lot of trash. You know, so honestly, it doesn't take much for me to get me started. You know, him saying he's going to knock me out, this and that. You know, I want a good fight. I want him to be ready. I want him to back all his words up. You know, so at the end of the day, I got to be the Mexican monster. I got to let these people know exactly who I am.
Pundits and former fighters overwhelmingly favor David Benavidez in a prospective battle against David Morell. They believe Benavidez's high-volume punching and relentless assault would overwhelm Morell, who has yet to face elite competition. Analysts note Benavidez's ability to knock opponents down with his size, power, and stamina, making him a tough challenge for anyone. While Morell is a good fighter with strong fundamentals, many regard Benavidez as the superior boxer due to his experience and ability to dictate the pace of a fight. As a result, predictions lean heavily in Benavidez's favor for a dominant victory.
David Morell is going to put up one hell of a fight. I just think David Benavidez is not what people think he is. I see a highly skilled fighter with good fluidity in his punches and his moves. The guy, to me, is one of the best fighters in the world. And I'm talking about skill-wise. Like, he got fast hands. He throws great flurries. He knows how to break you down systematically. His defense is far better than people give him credit. Him against Oleksandr Volcik, I was like, brother, this guy looks great, right? He just need more time at 175, which I think he got.
David Benavidez, American from Arizona, from Phoenix, Arizona. Debut 2013 through 2021. I think he is still fighting. His last fight most likely occurred in 2021. Oh wait, November 13, he's got an upcoming fight versus Jose Uzcatagu, Colombian. But his last one was a TKO, took place March 13, 2021. 24, and we got another undefeated.
David Morell and David Benavidez are going to fight.
Yeah.
Is that a fight that you're...
Oh, got it. Yeah. Well, the story with he and I was, I met him when he was a kid. And he told me, I'm going to be a world champion someday. And you know, and then I run into him and he's a world champion. You know, that's happened to me so many times, usually with MMA fighters, not boxers. But that's when I was sort of kicking the tires of boxing and yeah, yes, I will watch that fight.
Experts believe Benavidez's ability to impose himself physically on opponents, especially a fighter of similar size but with less experience, gives him a significant edge. His relentless pressure, high punch output, and durability make him difficult to handle in the ring. Benavidez's aggressive style forces opponents to fight at his pace, often wearing them down over the rounds. While some fighters may have better technical skills, his ability to overpower and outwork them gives him an advantage. This makes him a dangerous opponent for any fighter, regardless of their boxing talent or defensive abilities.
He says, quote, "I don't want to fight someone who doesn't mean something for my career. And the best out there now is David Morell."
I see him coming up to 175. He's talking a lot of shit, so I'm going to shut his ass up. And also, it would be a bigger pay-per-view if we wait later. His name is not that big, but, you know, I don't know.
They just talk the way you want your fighters to talk. They're all about the smoke. They want to fight everybody. It seems like whoever would win the Morell-Benavidez fight, get the shot. But at the end of the day, we got a guy who wants to fight a tough guy.
David Morell is so good. David Morell is a high-risk, low-reward fighter. You have to overpay people to step in the ring with him. If you don't overpay him, you won't get him in the ring. It's as simple as that, Jack. So, David Morell going in 2024, one of the most exciting fighters, got an exciting style, has a fan base in Minnesota. You know, that's the knock on the Cubans. No international distribution on the Cuban feed because they don't show the fights. Has a fan base in Minnesota. Now we need to see the fights. Vladimir Shishkin, Christian and Billy. Any of those guys on the back end of the top 10, I want to see them in with him.
Thank you, dude.
Some experts compare Benavidez to Tyson Fury, as both possess exceptional talent and boxing ability that set them apart from others in their weight class. Both fighters use their physical advantages effectively, combining skill, endurance, and pressure to dominate their opponents. Benavidez's relentless aggression and fast hands allow him to break down opponents, much like Fury's ability to control fights with mobility and technique. While their styles differ, experts see similarities in their dominance over similarly sized opponents. This comparison further solidifies the belief that Benavidez is an elite talent capable of overpowering the best in his division.
Yeah, listen, I'll give massive props to Benavidez because I've rated Morell very highly for a long time. In Los Angeles, I got to watch him up close and I really wasn't impressed with what I saw, but I just think he had an off night. He's a very good fighter. And Benavidez really doesn't need to be taking that fight, but he is. So listen, big respect to David Benavidez. That's a great fight, and we want to see great fights. I hope there's more fighters like David Benavidez that said, no, I'll back myself. I don't give a fuck about Morell. I know everyone rates him and he's this Cuban killer. I'll beat him. Get me in with him. Fair play. Well done, David Benavidez.
Great fight as well. Really, really good fight. It's great to see this, isn't it? I mean, boxing's flying at the minute, but I really, really rate Benavidez. Hard to look past him, that one for me.
I know I say that every fight, but it's just I'm getting better and better. I'm more experienced. You know, now I'm physically, emotionally, spiritually, I'm at one with myself, and I'm just ready. I'm ready. These are the type of challenges I want. I don't shy away from no fight or no fighter. You know what I mean? And that's definitely what I'm going to show February 1st.
Do you think like you break them down like later in the rounds? Like, do you catch them early and break them down early, like we saw with Andrade?
To be honest with you, I'm gonna just put a game plan together and I'm gonna just follow my game plan. I don't know if it's gonna come early. I don't know if it's gonna come late, but I will be trying to knock them out. You know, that's what I do every single fight. I go in there and I just break people down and I beat the shit out of them. It's gonna be the same thing.
Given the last performance, I know you said at the post-fight you were injured, you're dealing with a lot of things. What do you make of like the perception of David at 175 from fans now? And do you think it's fair?
To be honest with you, I don't care what nobody says. I know exactly what I do. I know that 7 weeks left to the fight, I tore a tendon. No, 8 weeks left to the fight, tore a tendon. I got closer to 4 weeks, only using one.
Benavidez, an undefeated powerhouse with a 29-0 record and 24 knockouts, enters every fight with unshakable determination, including his upcoming clash with Morell. While Morell has been vocal, Benavidez remains silent, letting his skills do the talking. He absorbs every word but saves his response for the ring, where his relentless pressure, speed, and precision take over. Known for breaking opponents down, he sees trash talk as nothing more than added fuel, something that only intensifies the battle. For Benavidez, fights aren't won with words, they're won with skill, power, and dominance. Boxing analyst Ball praises Benavidez, saying, "His skills are top-notch. He knows firsthand because they've shared the ring in sparring. Benavidez has speed, strength, and savvy pressure, always thinking and adjusting." Ball recognizes his ability to break opponents down, calling him a major challenge for anyone who steps in with him.
You know, spar, it's very different than a fight. I have a lot of sparrings when I wasn't good, when I was good. I'm not seeing on the sparrings, it's like on the fight. I'm checking, I'm just trying to do something, you know. I just have some mission for one sparring and I try to do it. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not. But with Benavidez, it was good sparrings. I can't say that something was not good. Now it's Canelo. He has belts. Of course, he's the best in 168. They need to prove it. They need to earn belts. Then we will say. We have rules. You have belts.
Those believe Benavidez will win because he is the truth, an unstoppable force with the talent, toughness, and mentality to break opponents down. He applies relentless pressure, cuts off the ring and forces fighters into deep waters where they drown under his volume. His hand speed, accuracy, and ability to mix up attacks make him dangerous. He doesn't just throw punches, he sets traps, punishes the body, and controls the pace. He's built for war, and when the fight gets tough, he thrives. Pros say Benavidez has to take this bout, but it's Morell who genuinely needs it. Benavidez is already a proven force, while Morell craves validation. This battle is Morell's chance to prove he belongs at the top. For Benavidez, it's just another step.
Like this level right now, he's getting nervous right now. He's nervous. He wanted this fight. Now he's talking a lot of shit. He's mad. You know, what the fuck? You know, he should be happy. So we're super motivated. You know, David's super focused. And these are the type of fights that we need. At the end of the day, you know, he has everything to gain. We have nothing to gain out of this fight, you know. We have everything to lose, nothing to gain, you know. But at the end of the day, it's a great fight for the people. People wanted to see this fight, and we're ready. We're ready to put him to sleep.
My arms are short for my height, so I gotta find ways to get. You know what I'm saying? I bring this in, so it's here. I bring that in for maximum power, but also so I'm in a good range. Yeah. I can't be out here because I got shorter arms. If I'm here, somebody like you gonna counter this. Yeah. You can be a really good fighter, both hands. Yeah. You could be all-time great if you make this great. Yeah. That's the hand. Yeah. Because that's gonna open up these other hands. Okay. But it's gonna make it easier. Because anything you do here, that blinds you. If you're blinded, bing. Yeah. Here, bing. I'm off to the side. You gotta turn your head. I get off or I can exit. Yeah. And just rinse and repeat. Okay. That's it right there. That's it right there. He bit for it. Yeah, he bit.
David Benavidez is projected to dominate David Morell, especially when evaluating Morell's past fights against lower-level opponents. While Morell has displayed great footwork and technical skills, he has yet to face a fighter of Benavidez's caliber. Benavidez's relentless pressure, high-volume striking, and ability to break down opponents make him the clear favorite. Morell's movement and defensive skills may create interesting exchanges, but Benavidez's aggressive nature and superior experience should overwhelm him. The combination of Morell's footwork and Benavidez's pressure will make for an intriguing fight, but many predict Benavidez will eventually overpower and stop Morell convincingly.
For this fight, Dave Morell and David Benavidez. For me, though, I never had a huge demand for it because I think it's a bit early for Morell. And when you look at his last fight, Riyadh season, David Morell didn't look that good. But a lot of people don't think David Benavidez looked that good against Bostic. I thought he looked great. I just thought he gassed out, but I thought he looked phenomenal. This fight, though, reminds me a bit of how they moved along Vargas. Remember when Vargas fought Trinidad? People wanted that fight until they saw it. He was a little too young and he was showing a lot of promise, but I think they moved him along too quickly. Don't be surprised if David Benavidez give him a boxing lesson. David Benavidez, I think he's going to show some movement, shoot the jab, be busy. I think Morell has a puncher's chance. And I think it's a phenomenal puncher's chance because he's so athletically gifted.
Benavidez and David Morell, right? This is the type of fights boxing needs. Two young fighters, great fighters in their division. They moved up to 175. They were at 168. The fight wasn't made there, but 175, David said, you know what, let's make this fight happen. The first few pictures, it looks like David has some weight to take off. He looks like the Tyson Fury of the 175, but that doesn't matter, right? It's all about your fighting technique, your fighting style. I think David Morell has a great opportunity to showcase his skills, but I don't think it'll be enough to beat a David Benavidez. I think David Benavidez has a little bit too much power and too much combinations for David Morell. David Morell hasn't, fought anybody that is maybe top 2, top 3. David Benavidez has been in there with Caleb Plant, has been in there with some good fighters. So he is coming into the fight the favorite, but let me know what you guys think of that fight. All right.
Many pros feel Benavidez's skills will lead to a knockout victory over Morell. Others argue that Morell is not an easy opponent and shouldn't be underestimated. Some commentators emphasize Morell's footwork, speed, and technical ability as key factors that could make the fight competitive. Boxing coach Ronnie believes this is the battle fans have been waiting for and insists that Morell is well prepared. He emphasizes that Morell's training camp has been exceptional, honing his skills for this challenge. According to Ronnie, Morell is ready to prove himself and earn a victory, making this a heated and unpredictable showdown.
Said that Morell's management is going to earn more money off this fight than Morell himself, and you want to know how he's going to feel.
About that. Look, now you see.
So David, for David Morell, what is your response to this? Is this
All
true?
your managers are all your managers.
bullshit.
The biggest
You know,
fight
it's
that
bullshit,
you ever
man. Let's
got
go to the
that you're ever gonna
man.
get.
Hey, man,
All your
Ham,
managers are getting more money than you.
Okay.
How does that feel? I thought the managers are with you. I thought the people were with you. How your fucking managers making more money than you? How they making more money than you?
Morell, is that true?
You gotta do it.
How
Hey,
they making more money?
bro, listen. Man, Ham. I think
Why?
that everything's a lot of
After I knock you out, they're all gonna catch you out. And they're all gonna
for this thing, you know, and look, you know, he has to worry about power that Morell has also, you know, so, you know, he's going to feel the power when he's close. He's going to feel the power when Morell has distance. So, you know, so we feel we have the advantage both ways.
What's the feeling in your gut, how this fight's going to play out, how it's going to go down?
I really and truly believe Morell's going to knock it.
That's everything for today's video. Stay tuned until next time.